Welcome back, everybody, to Rimworld. As of time of recording, 1.2 has just either been released or the preview has come out. I mean, I've just watched the preview video that Tynan put up on his channel. I believe the game update has come out, because I think I saw a lot of people talking about how it's broken their games on Discord. Either way, we are obviously still playing on the previous version so that none of the mods and so the save game doesn't break, but we will be picking up a little bit of speed so that we obviously can get onto 1.2, but I obviously want to also give it enough time so that the updates can come out. Yesterday we got an absurd amount of steel, so I'm going to put that to good use. I think the first top priority today is really rebuilding things, getting things built that we don't have currently, so things like the workroom, obviously getting that up on its feet. Basically expanding the bedrooms out too, because right now we've got kind of this kind of half jutted out bedroom zone. Doubling up the walls wouldn't be a bad idea. Now, we are researching space of furniture. Coming up for 2 research away. Well, I guess like 1.5. After we've done that, we can go for reinforced walls. And I'm thinking a layer of reinforced steel around the entire outside, or maybe the inside, because I think limestone's probably easier to replace than that much steel. Probably wouldn't be too bad. I think that's not a terrible idea. So we'll not bother about the external wall for the time being, but we will kind of expand the bedrooms out. And to be honest, because we've left this kind of natural gap there, we can put on that second layer without really affecting too many obstacles in terms of, like, taking apart buildings and whatnot. Yeah, I think we're fine, aren't we? Might have to dig up some... No, we're good with the graves as well. Okay, that worked out pretty well. I want to get the last of these bedrooms done, though, and obviously incorporate that into the structure, because it's a bit of a state right now, to be honest with you. Then we'll bring that wall all the way across and just fill it with bedrooms. Or leave it empty for now, but fill it with bedrooms, obviously, as we need it. Let's go ahead and put down... What do we need, really? We've got Lord Winds, we've got Bear. How many people have we got in the prison? We've got 3 more prisoners coming over. Yeah, I think that's alright. So we'll probably just concrete it over to there for the time being. Oh, no, concrete? No, pave tile it, because this is obviously part of their house, so to speak. Go ahead and pave tile it over to there, and then we'll probably put a hard wall across there, which we can then remove and obviously move back as we've done with this one. We'll get rid of this one too. I might even, just because I know it'll annoy people in the comment section, and it kind of annoys me as well, might even go as far to rotate these bedrooms around, because that's a little bit... It's a little bit annoying now that we've kind of got enough resources for the expansion to have those be the only bedrooms on the entire map facing the wrong way. One thing I've done that was pointed out in the comment section yesterday is I've kind of tidied up the farms a little bit. I thought that they prioritized the higher growing zones first. Turns out that's not the case at all. They just simply can't grow the Kemru on these lower fertility areas because it has like 110% fertility requirement. So I decided to put down a variety of other crops. We've got some pumpkins going down there on the stony soil because they can grow in basically anything. Got a little bit of onion going down. We got a little bit of pea going down there too. Peas obviously grow faster with more rain. This one we've got like eggplants and rice and a single potato plant. Apparently it's a separate growing zone. Whatever, doesn't really matter too much. At least it kind of fills up the area. And the more important plants obviously have these slightly higher priority zones there as well. We did also need a bit more food. Bear in mind, we did start starving to death yesterday. Oh, hello. This guy came down in the... Oh, Exodus Imperium. We should rescue this guy. Came down in a drop pod along with some fine meals. I appreciate that. We'll take that as payment for saving your life, I guess. Not a problem. Wait, we're good. Okay, I'll go ahead and put that back up to best quality medicine, just in case. I mean, it is giving us opinion with the Empire. Some of the new Empire features look incredible with the new Rimworld update. I'm very much looking forward to maybe doing another series where we become a friend of the Empire. For lack of a better word. We'll go ahead and simp the Emperor for a little while, because that seems, especially the new psychic abilities, they seem incredible. Obviously, having utility abilities that are useful outside of combat is pretty key, bearing in mind that we've not really got much that fits that. So I'm quite excited to see that one. It was always, when we played like Rim of Magic, it was always good to have a nice handful of colonists like summoners or enchanters who were good at doing those kind of outside of combat things. You know, bedroom expansion, we now have a new recruit as well. Jambo, or whose new name, now that he's joined us, will be Bobbert. Welcome, Bobbert. What were you good at again? Remind me. Gourmand, pretty. 7 shooting with double passion, it's quite nice. For a gourmand, you're a pretty terrible cook. Not a lot to answer that question. Wow. Just another person to throw into the mix right in. Another hand on deck. What the hell are we going to do with you? We don't really need anyone for handling, and we certainly don't need another cook quite yet. I suppose we could start training him up. Turn him into a cook and maybe have him just cook simple meals for the time being. You could put a secondary stove, perhaps, and have him deal with that. Oh, God, we can't even have him harvesting. Let's put him on grow but not harvest. Same with you as well, actually. Oh, good. Well, on the plus side, many of you will be very happy to see the fact that I have turned these bedrooms around just in time for us to get wiped out by insects. Oh, I mean, these insect raids aren't very Very large. To be fair, the difficulty of the series was never the raids. We've done plenty of series where we have wave-based survival and difficult raiders. This time around, it's the environment. And the raids are just obviously there to be a massive pain in the ass. My god, not only have we got 5,000 steel in storage, we've got another, like 4,000 steel just lying around outside. Maybe I've gone a little bit overkill on this. But again, if we need to build those reinforced walls, if you want to build anything, turrets, reinforced walls, nuclear reactors, power generation, whatever it happens to be, our limiting factor now is just components, which, again, when we get the 2 advanced components and we get fabrication, that's not even an issue either. This is insane. I just can't believe quite how much this I mean, it's not even a mountainous map. Was it large hills, I believe? Even that has just been way more than I ever expected. I'm not even sure. Oh, man, I was kind of hoping those guys would hang around for a little bit. We do have a lot of people that we have to... Who? How long have we had this person here? Have I... We got a new recruit and I didn't even notice. How did you slip by? Hang on. History tab. Messages. Yep. New recruit. Oh, to be fair, it was not that long ago. Okay, fair enough then. Let's get you renamed. New colony, new life, new name. Shenzhou is now cool. We're very lucky that we had enough bedrooms there. That was like really, really good timing on the recruitment, but that does mean we are going to need some more bedrooms for it straight away. To be fair, we've only got 1 more prisoner, so we could put down another row of bedrooms, and I guess I shouldn't have even bothered with this wall. In hindsight, let's just not. Let's take it away, and let's just roof over the whole thing and just fill whatever we can with a couple more bedrooms. I might, and I know a lot of people are going to be very angry at this as well, if we have to. See, I was thinking we could push that one close together, and then we could fit in another one with a 1-block gap on either side. Or do we commit to having slightly smaller bedrooms here? I mean, we could put it... Yeah, that's horrible, isn't it? Again, if we move that 1 block over, we could put another room there and have a 1-block corridor on either side. It's alright. Well, it gives us a bit of room to play around with wall reinforcements too, so I'm alright with that. Okay, everyone, let's get to business. It's only a few insects, we don't think we need it. We'll just use our people that have defensive positions. And take me right away in storage. What's going on with my... Hang on. How is that now too large for 1 cooler? That's unusual. Wow, it genuinely is. Okay, fair enough. It is quite a large... I mean, it is quite a large freezer. Although I also can't build a copy unless I'm going crazy here. Okay. Why? Am I going mad? Okay, doesn't matter too much. We'll put down an overwall cooler next to it. And I think I actually might get Sharamus on that immediately. Last thing we want is for all this meat to rot when we're already not doing super well on food. We're not doing badly so much anymore than we've got some... Oh, they are going after them. Oh, they are going after them. Hey, look at that. Never mind. Incredible work. Thank you. Okay. The Grand Aunt of Deputy 5, Frontier Trader Sayuri. Let's take a look at these guys. We got anybody who is immortal? I was kind of thinking... Could be tempting to crank the difficulty up a little bit by basically attacking and ambushing any caravan that has immortals on board. So for obviously Sharamus and Fingers and Rubber Daddies. Hang on, do you not have a bed? You didn't have a bed yet. The 2 new recruits managed to scope one out straight away. Whoops. Hang on, let's go stop. Maybe you just... Yeah, genuinely doesn't have a bed. That's incredible. Sharamus! Come on. Just a little bit more steel. There we go. Incredible. Right, now you can go and sleep. Let's see if that's enough to... That should be enough, right? There we are. Hang on. I'm pretty sure that was already -6 before it... Weird. To be fair, though, it is 27 degrees outside. God, it got warm quickly. Oh, it's summer. Ugh. Okay. That was fast. I will admit, that snuck up on me a little bit. Not that we've got too much to worry about with regards to the installation. We do have our insulated room here. The only thing I'm a little bit annoyed by is, of course, we can't uninstall the gas coolers. So this is not going to work for another season. I think we'll have to build another insulated room up here. Because if we remove all those gas coolers, we're going to cost ourselves the best part of, I mean, what's that, 3 components apiece? We're going to be costing ourselves 16 components. I'm not really liking that too much. Yeah, I think we'll try and go for, obviously using the new research. If we can get chem fuel crop going before then, it's very unlikely. We'll probably have to go for refining instead. But we could use those new insulated walls that we picked up to, like polymers. Combination with, didn't I say steel was garbage for insulation? Got limestone again. 5 insulated slab polymers. I mean, how do we make the polymer slab is the real question here, because that'll determine which one we really go for. Because if we can't make the polymer, we could just immediately, definitely make that. We could just immediately start work on another fiber-based one. Copy that one, make it slightly larger to account for the new people, try and get it maybe double-layered thick. Zumi Crane, welcome, is now known as Cass. worked pretty well, given that her name was, you know, already pretty sea-heavy there. What are we looking at? Right, I've also got to give out jobs to the other guys. Oh, I got too many people so fast, damn. A vet. We don't really need another doctor, but to be honest, it couldn't hurt. 7 medical skill. I mean, it's fine. It's definitely usable. We don't have enough jobs for these people. To be fair, I did want to expand the farms, because last time we very quickly ran out of... Very quickly ran out of food. So that's going to be just compounded now that we've got all these extra people on top of that. Harvesting and growing skills are very questionable here, aren't they? Let's go and get these up to maximum. Let's drop. Okay, you can harvest. You definitely can't. Plant cut. We'll go ahead and crank those up too. Damn, this is difficult. They're both good at art. Well, not really the highest priority thing, I will admit, when we're facing Ice Ages and Infernos, but I guess it couldn't really hurt too much. Yeah, that's really all there is to it. Damn. Right, let's go for a farm expansion then. I think down here, we'll just do something pretty massive. Maybe just go for something simple, something with a long shelf life, like corn. That way, if the power does cut, we can keep it for longer. What do you think? Just stick it down? Just like a big old growing zone, something like that. I think that's probably not too terrible. Do it around the wind turbines as best as possible as well. Maybe something like that, just to kind of capitalize on automatically dropping down trees, things like that. I think we'll go corn. Yeah, okay. I mean, it's quite a hefty amount. And then if we get a couple of, more tools churned out too, I could get like 1 per colonist, but I don't think everybody really needs a, needs whatever the tool is for. That's it, hatchets, right. I'm gonna get a couple more of those. Should get like 3 more of those, and then maybe a couple more pickaxes, a hammer. We've got an extra doctor, or a vet in this case. We'll go for a scalpel. And we are just about to finish modern furniture, which isn't particularly useful, I will admit. In terms of recreation variety, it's quite nice. Speaking of which, we actually do need to build a rec room, so we'll probably demolish a wall here. That way it's nice and central to the base. Doesn't matter if it's hit by gunfire, it's just a rec room. You know, it's not like a kitchen or anything like that, or a hospital especially. Hospital will probably pull back somewhere quite far, somewhere quite isolated as well, so it's less likely that we'll be... I mean, it'd be kind of a shame if we were to put the hospital here and then we would get drop pods coming through any points in the space that's all connected. We want to kind of make it isolated to obviously give our people a fighting chance. So I think we'll remove all this slate as soon as possible and get our guys working on a little kind of larger rec room there. What have we got in terms of recreation then? Kind of cotton for things like a roulette table, right? No wood. Classic. There's really so little wood on this map. What have I done with the management then? Oak tree, acacia tree. Are there other trees that I've like neglected to add on here? Target count is okay. Acacia tree, oak tree. Yeah, that's fine. Are these are just not harvestable? They're not 88% grown. I think the seasons are providing it. It's a good job that we had this much steel on the map, because the Ice Age destroys all chunks. And the sandstorms, the inferno, and obviously the Ice Age 2 will destroy all the trees. Without the steel, we'd have been in a very big problem here. We'd have had some real concerns. What's this other field hand? I guess whoever's our best farmer. Moira? You want another field hand? Oh, she hasn't even got the first... Who did I give the first one to? Like, Bear? Fingers? I wouldn't give it to Fingers. No, I didn't think so. Maybe I didn't actually install it in the end. Going crazy? Pork? I think I could give anyone that field hand in the end. Okay, you know what? I think Moira the farmer could have a field hand, given that Moira is, get this, a farmer. There you go. Field hand in the right hand, no medical beds available. Maybe I queued it up and we just never ended up actually installing it. Okay, so before I start putting down this rec room, let's plan this out. So what I'm thinking is we could turn all of this into kitchen. We could turn this into large freezer. And then this zone up here is then... potential for... I suppose we're going to put it there. Yeah, okay. Drag out to there, and it fits a little bit better, doesn't it? So we could have this for rec room. And then we just make the kitchen slightly longer. The reason I want to make a long boy kitchen is because the vanilla expanded... God, I forget the name of the research now. It's like manufacturing, processing, something along those lines. Adds a larger variant of the electric stove. So that would be pretty good to have quite a long room, because the larger stove is, what, like 6x2? So it's quite sizable. You also need to keep enough room for things like cabinets, so kitchen sink cabinets. Dining room, though. Ooh, you didn't think about that one, did you, genius? To be honest, it's quite a large rec room. We could put a small dining room as an attachment, kind of like there. And then we could have this as... Oh, you know what? That's not terrible. It's a little bit horizontal, but it's not too bad still. We could do something like that. Dining room, although if we do that for the dining room, it's going to be tiny, isn't it? It's going to be like that big. 15 by 7, and that's enough room for a couple of tables. Because again, we could have it kind of vertical. Okay, sorry, horizontal. Yeah, do it. That's okay. Do you want to build it out of limestone? We could go steel instead. We got 225 limestone, though, to be fair. Alright, let's do that for external walls. And let's just build around to there. To be honest, we could expand out even further. But again, it's going to be kind of a horizontal mess if I keep going this way. We can't expand down, so we've got the wind turbines there. But we'll probably end up removing those one day. I think that's okay. I think I like that. We'll see how it looks. Now vanilla furniture expanded adds tileable tables. So we could just do something like oh, they're just one by, oh, they're not tileable at all. They're 1 by 1. Oh, okay. We use 2 by 1 tables then and just kind of pepper a few of those down. Let's go 4 around that one. I believe their meals can overlap, right? And they don't really care. So we could do something like that. That works out fine. Gives us enough for 12 people to eat. How many people we got right now? 15. So we'll need some other tables down. But there's actually room for tables on the other side. So we can mirror that exactly. That's not too bad. And of course, we won't really need that many tables. But, oh, good. Okay. Where is that then? Mechanoid cluster. Oh. Well, an auto mortar. Initiates in 14 days. I mean, to be honest, that's not that bad. Have they got a mortar shield down? Mech drop beacon. Mortar shield. Okay, fair enough. We don't have EMP shells. Can we even craft EMP shells yet? Oh, we can. Okay, fair enough. Well, let's go ahead and get a couple of those churned out then. Do until... I mean, 10 is probably fine. It's 2 components per go. And how many do we get out of that? 1 shell? Oh. Never mind. I think we'll probably just stick to cover and rush it down. Because that's insane. I don't even think we have any components, do we? I thought components showed up under... Am I going insane? Hang on. No, I'm pretty sure we have no components here, Chief. Oh, never mind. The only one we've got is in there, is ungrabbable. Okay, I guess we won't do that then. Let's go ahead and take that off the list, definitely. Yeah, that's quite tricky. If we see perhaps a trader who has ideally advanced components so we can make our own, but if they have some components... Or even cutting out the middleman, and if they have shells, that would be pretty massive. Speaking of which, exotic trade caravan from the Pact of Futanari. Welcome, my friends. Please, for the love of God, have some shells. Excuse me. We were actually wanting to trade with you, and he seems to be walking away. Run, Robo Daddy, they're leaving. What are they doing? Oh, they're just going to go and kind of hang around at the top of the base instead. To be fair, I mean, it would be nice to designate a point where caravans can go. As a more permanent thing, because obviously there are mods that allow you to do that, but then you can kind of manipulate it. Say, for example, you can set the caravan spot over in the Mechanoid cluster and get them murdered. Okay, again, components. Oh my god, we've got such a lack of anything. They really don't want to trade anything with us. Okay, fair enough. They have an advanced component. How can I not buy it? We need to really just sell everything to be able to buy this thing. Damn. Okay, we don't really need gold too desperately, do we? Okay, and then... I mean, Armor Skin Gland is a nice Sensitized Architect Lung is all pretty good, but not something that's really on the agenda right now. I'd love to get a couple of components. We could buy a component. That's fine. I'll take it. Get that shit hauled immediately. On the subject of that, let's go for fabrication. And let's get not only all of our benches done, obviously the larger... I believe that's the one that actually adds the larger stove in hindsight. That might allow us to actually eventually... craft our own components. Oh, we're going to run out of... Okay, we can't get all the structures down. We could take apart these limestone walls on the inside and replace them with steel walls. As an internal thing, it's probably not so bad. Day 2 of the construction, things are starting to come along now. They're starting to come along pretty nicely. Let's get down some extra floors there just to kind of cut out a little bit of the lack of beauty, to be honest. I'll stick concrete down in the freezer. I don't really care about the freezer too much, to be honest with you. We can leave all this stuff where it is. We'll spread the barrels out a little bit as well at some stage, and... Let's leave that wall. Let's leave that wall until we've got enough coolers and things like that down to actually warrant taking that away, because the last thing we want is all of our stuff to rot away. How are we doing with regards to food, then? Got a whole cornfield that's basically done. We've got beet plants coming in. We've got potatoes. We have rice. Okay, fair enough. How's the acacia tree? 65%. Okay, we're definitely going to get that one this season. Pea plant is doing pretty good. Okay, so we're expecting a fairly major harvest soon. That's why we can't do lavish meals, fine meals, anything like that. All right, there we go. That's looking a little bit better. We'll try and get some more recreation down. In fact, I'll try and optimize the recreation zones a bit more, because we've got a lot of stuff rammed in here. Long wave radio. Actually, these smaller rooms do have the benefit of that. that we can actually put in the kind of entertainment that we normally wouldn't, and it can cover, like right there, it could cover the whole thing. So we move this thing over, we'll get some other kind of bits and bobs started around there. Want to tidy up the last of these bedrooms too, pave over the floors, but this is going to look pretty good, I think, when it's done. It's not going to look good, don't get me wrong, but it's going to be functional. And a lot of crashed spaceships. That's like the 5th one we've had today. This is really buffed up our... I know it doesn't look like we've got any components there. I just spent a couple on some coolers. We were actually able to expand into this freezer now, which is quite a nice change. But man, we've got very lucky with that. What are we going to do with these Mechanoids soon? What are we looking at? We've got another 7.3 days. The thing I'm concerned about is dedicating too much time to expanding the base and not enough time working on the new insulated room. Basically, want to spend the whole of the next season doing that. So finishing off the regular base now... While we've got time to do it, and obviously while they're still going to be living in it. We've already got biofuel refining. That was the one thing I really wanted there. Well, that's pretty good. I actually don't know what we need desperately to research, which I think is kind of a good sign. I guess we could go for advanced fabrication, a bit more on the expensive side. But again, we've got so much... I mean, even after all this building, we've got 5,000 steel, for God's sake. Oh, that's where they went. I didn't realize flat screen televisions were 16 components. In that case, nah, we're okay. I'm sure we've got some other sort of crappy recreation we could put down, right? Modern computer, that's fine. 10 components, good lord. Old computer. Piano. Piano's good. Yeah, steel piano. There you are. Fine. Steel piano sounds fantastic. So I'll go see what these guys have got as well. You never know. I think we've got 2 spare bedrooms at this point as well. Oh, God, don't try and arrest anybody. Trade with. That would have been a pretty horrible misclick. We've got Doc the Evangelist Orc with some just phenomenal hair. Quick Sleeper. Pessimist. 13 Artistic. Why are you worth so much money then? Immortal, perhaps? Nothing. Wow, really? Why are you worth so much money? I mean, we can't afford him. Like I said before, if there's an immortal that is really kind of above and beyond, I could be more tempted to trade away, say, some gold or maybe even some components for them. Wow, you're all pretty bad, though. Could buy a Cobra if we wanted to. Poor medic, nervous, sickly. Oh, wow, carcinoma in the right leg. It's just not worth it. These new trade caravans that we've had have just been terrible. We could buy some shells. Obviously a bit pointless unless we can get some EMPs as well. Reinforced steel then. What are we looking at with that? So it's 15 steel per wall and it has 1,000 hit points. To be honest, that's very powerful. It's double the strength of the limestone walls. Maybe we should do it the opposite way to what I suggested and have the steel reinforce the limestone instead. Bearing in mind we've got 4,000 steel still after today. 3,000 lying on the floor just kicking around outside there. We can more than afford it. I think I might do that. We'll reinforce the limestone instead because limestone's obviously a lot harder for us to come by. Now, that was 1,000, if you noticed, around the outside of that there. So it's going to be very expensive. 285 and another 420. Nice. We've got 75 there. It's going to be expensive. It is going to be expensive. But it's still... I mean, this is just going to be the steel that is on the floor. Like I said, this is just kind of the spare steel. This won't even breach our stockpile. I thought we might as well invest into... Oh... I was going to say a better power grid with the advanced wind turbines. I realised they're 3 advanced components a bloody piece. Okay. Solar generators? Same story. Never mind then. I guess we'll leave them how they are. But I wanted to cover this over so that we didn't have a repeat of last time where, say, the fancy rain made all those bushes spawn in and ruin all of our power grid temporarily. So this is... There's been a pretty big day of building, I will admit. It's not, unfortunately, been much action, much adventure going on, but it's been a very necessary rebuild. They're getting the external walls done now, which is quite nice. It means that next tornado season, hopefully it won't be able to penetrate through. A lot of people thought that it might be down to the external walls, perhaps, not being roofed over. Maybe it's the roofs that prevent the tornadoes. Maybe external walls aren't immune to it, but obviously internal walls that form a room are. I'm not entirely sure. It does just say on the wiki page that they shouldn't go through... Sorry, the Steam page that they shouldn't go through walls. So I can only assume, like I said, it's kind of maybe a limitation of trying to restrict tornadoes like that. Got a big path going around the corner too as another very famous and powerful fire braid there. This isn't all tiles as well, don't worry. This is concrete over in this zone. But I'm alright with that. That's a pretty good base to work with. So, speaking of things that we've got to work on, guns are a pretty big one. Oh, man. Getting everybody by, like, ballistic goggles. Lowers aiming time by 10%. Night vision goggles give a 0.1 shooting accuracy. Our people are worse at shooting than they are good at shooting, which sounds like a weird thing to say, but the point of that is it would be better to increase their accuracy rather than increasing their aiming time. 2 components per go versus 30 steel, though. Oh, God, they're 20 plus steel, too. Ugh. I suppose if they're aiming more frequently, even if they've got lower... Even if they've got lower shooting stat, if we give them an automatic rifle, it just increases the chance of them actually hitting something. What have we got with regards to guns? See, I don't really want to invest in making people like bolt-action rifles when bolt-action rifles are pretty garbage. I think after advanced fabrication is done, we'll go into a better gunsmithing thing. I don't really know what we'd go for. Pulse charge munitions is pretty, pretty optimistic, given that we have, again, no advanced components to speak of. What about, I think specialized firearms or quick draw for the bullpup rifles? Those seem like, out of all the kind of rifles, those are definitely the more powerful. You've got gas operation, precision, then quick draw. And it does require 2 other prerequisites. So you've got to kind of infer from that these two, that these are an upgrade from these two. Might be overthinking it a little bit, but I think we'll go for those. Then we'll commit to getting some upgrades across the board. Try and give everybody bullpup rifle minimum, give our more accurate shooters the sniper weaponry. Is that the wrong way around to go about it? Would it be better to give less accurate people the weapons that take longer to aim but are more accurate? I don't really know. It would suck to give someone the charge sniper and then have them spend 5 minutes aiming only to miss because of their poor shooting skill. I'll see if there's a good guide on just generally how to do that. And you've also got to remember as well, we've got... Oh, seriously? We've got so many different combat mods going on right now. That was lucky. Wow. We've got so many different combat mods going on right now that I'm not entirely sure how useful, say, wiki documentation on shooting will be at this stage. Oh, not again. It's like the storyteller's just woken up. It sent us to the Mechanoid cluster, and then there was nothing but peace for days on end. It actually did the thing I asked it to do and give us a bit of a time to build up. The issue with the space battle, depending on where it starts landing, oh, that's not a good sign, is that, okay, it's kind of in this quadrant. Okay, that's not too bad at all. Oh, my walls. Oh, my people. Please be careful. Fucking hell. It's very, very unlikely they'll actually get hit, so I'm alright just letting them kind of tick ahead with their jobs and whatever else. I'm just going to put the base on... Oh, human down. Sorry, I thought that was our person down then. Let's flip this into a hospital. And then maybe it'll become a prison if they decide that they don't want to stick around. And let's start bringing them in. Rescue. Okay, let's keep an eye out. And anybody that is safe to rescue, I will give it a go. But I'm not going to be running out all the way into kind of the center of the ship battle there to save people. Oh, God. Wow. These explosions are pretty massive as well, aren't they? We've gotten pretty lucky with the fact that none have actually landed in our base or around our farms. Chem-shined muffalos. Oh, a bunch of drunk muffalos. I remember that one. Yeah, this isn't going too bad at all. Lynn has recovered and decided to leave. I don't know about that one, Lynn. I don't know about that one, my friend. Psychic hypersensitivity. Oh, you're not fantastic. I decided I'd try and recruit everybody, though. Lord Winds is sleeping in here. Oh, probably because he's got a medical issue. Mechanites, right, of course. Space battle is ending. Okay, cool. And we've ended up with quite a lot of ship chunks left over. The only issue is, of course, we are going to have to tidy up the bodies at some point. Which is, to be honest, is just pretty standard for our Rimworld playthroughs, isn't it? Let's get these orc corpses out of here, too. There we are. It just rained components. What the hell? Wow. Oh, this is what happened in our last spaceship battle, didn't it? That's where we got all those crazy amount of components. And then, if you remember, I said 71 components. We don't need 71 components. And then our whole stockpile exploded. So, this time I'm going to keep my damn mouth shut. And I'm just going to leave them to... Oh, no. What happened there? Oh, they're hunting chem-shined buffaloes. Okay, can we not do that? Apparently they're explosive. Maybe this is the step before boomalopes are. Can we kind of cancel, maybe even forbid designations on those? The issue is, of course, it's the manager that's doing that. It's whoever Daddy is he's managing has designated these guys as acceptable targets. I'd rather not if we can avoid it. Shit, maybe we should just bite the bullet and let him explode. Please, for the love of God, comment section, do not let me forget this auto-mortar. 4.7 days, because we're probably not going to get it done by today. Again, I want to dedicate this entire season, last day on this, getting whatever we want built, essentially. We've got a lot of components, means that we could kind of buckle down a little bit, maybe get some turrets down too, thanks to the space battle. One more component, we could build ourselves a fabrication bench, right? For that production. What have you got for me? Fabrication bench is 2 advanced components. I'm going to preemptively put one of these down, so that if we get a second advanced component, they will immediately start building it. We can actually get a couple of those down too. We get a little bit kind of limited in terms of room here, so I want to be somewhat more careful, but that's okay. Bulk goods trader, hey, that's what we want to see. I am quite liking this army of colonists we've got. Like, I don't think we've ever had, and I know 15 isn't a massive amount either. I don't think we've ever had a colony of this many people. I'm normally very picky, and I quite like to play tall. To use, obviously, a strategy game term there. I like to take what we've got and really, really focus on it and make our handful of colonists incredibly good, you know, superpowered armor, superpowered weapons. This feels a bit strange, you know, spreading out so thin. I mean, it's not an issue. We've got plenty of hands on deck. You know, if I want something hauled urgently, we hit a button and suddenly we've got 2,000 steel, so that's obviously working out fantastically. But a lot of them... really aren't having much of an impact individually. It's the group effort that's really making this much more viable. I don't know if I prefer it to playing tall. I'll be honest, I think I still prefer the older strategy where we pick and choose, and we maximize, and we give them the bigger bedrooms and the nicer furniture, and we don't spread our resources so thin. It would also be in this situation, obviously that was part of the challenge of this particular scenario. That's good. But having this many people is a pain in the ass when it comes to the seasons, right? And that was the whole point, again, of adding that in there. Right, we've got another advanced component, which is music to my ears, because that means all this steel that we've got is in great hands. We want to keep the cloth. In fact, I actually want to buy some cloth. Sell all this crap. Got so much blue fur. Wow. The reason I want to buy cloth is so that we can build dartboards, poker tables, recreation goods, beds, things like that you obviously can't use blue fur for. And the burlap is good for both heat and coal insulation, so I'd rather stick to that one. I mean, medicine wouldn't hurt. There's steel. Don't think we really need steel, to be honest with you. Plasteel definitely wouldn't hurt. How's your plasteel? Pretty good price. That's not a terrible price on plasteel. So what's the market average for that? $9. They're charging $9.76 a piece. That's okay. Obviously, 22% from Rubber Daddy there too. I want to sell you the tribal wear burlap, or I'll sell you anything that's not burlap, to be honest with you. Cloth vest overalls can go. What else we got here? It's a lot of crap, and I'm not entirely sure where from. I guess it's recruiting people and then immediately them throwing their clothes on the floor, right? Prefer bedrolls. I mean, they could be useful, but we're not going to leave the base very often. You know, we've only got kind of 3 seasons to do it safely, and even then, I'd rather keep people at home because we've got a lot of stuff to work on now that we're not optimizing, you know, who exactly we pick, like I was talking about. Uranium wouldn't hurt. I'd actually like to get my hands on a fair amount of uranium, simply because we do want to eventually build a nuclear reactor. The heat that thing spits out is going to make the Ice Age trivial. We've just got to make sure, and I did have a discussion about this in Discord earlier, just got to make sure we don't overfuel it. Because if we overfuel it during an inferno, we're looking at nuclear meltdown with no chance of being able to repair it, and that would be game-ending single-handedly. What else can I offer you guys, realistically, here? I can maybe not buy so much crap. You know, do we need 300 cloth? Probably not. Let's drop that down to... Let's drop that down to 300 rather than 400. Do I want 267 plasteel? Let's just buy 200. There we are. I own 500 still, though. Maybe we could sell you a little bit of gold? Oh, like 2 blocks of gold? Okay, maybe we don't need so much plasteel. We're not really doing much with it right now. Eventually, we'll probably want to craft, obviously, charge weaponry, but for the time being, I think uranium is a far better trade for us. So I'm just going to knock that down until we break even. In fact, we could do that. Boom. That's a big deal for us. And I'm going to get Sharamus immediately working on the fabrication bench. No, I think that's the first significant trader we've had. Like, a first significant space trader. All the others have been just kind of slavers, you know, trading prisoners for people that we recruit instantly. Is a phenomenal mechanic. But for us, that was huge. And normally, we rely on, obviously, the trade ships far more. I think I'm way more accustomed to using trade ships than actually using space traders. There we are, look at that. Wow. Okay, so we've got regular components, 12 steel apiece. We'll do until X, where X is... Normally, I do 30. I mean, we're obviously already past that. And then we'll unpause... What do you think, like 10? Let's go 15, because we might end up building something that's significant that requires 15 components. And then advanced fabrication is going to be done soon. I know a lot of people were probably pretty angry at me for doing advanced fabrication, but in hindsight, that worked out perfectly, because we're almost finished, and we can make some more advanced components. Get these tools equipped as well, then. So Doves doesn't have a hatchet, so you can go in that one. Were you not also the... Who was the vet? Honestly, don't remember. You've got nothing at all. Wow. Let's give you a hatchet, then. Marble hatchet. Wow, I couldn't think of anything less efficient. We'll also give you a pickaxe, too. Let's go ahead and queue that up. Birdhouse has a hatchet. Let's give you a pickaxe as well. We've got Cass. Cass has nothing. Cass was the vet, though, right? Medical. 7.79. Fine. Yes, you were. Okay, so get the sidearm, and then also get the other hatchet, too. And then we'll see what we're left with. It's crafters that need the hammers. I think someone else is already getting the kiting pickaxe, aren't they? Was that Birdhouse? It is. Right, so we've got 2 hammers for 2 crafters, potentially. So I think Robo-Daddy, Doves, Squonker Squiggle could get it. Squonker Squiggle and Scrump. You do not have a hammer as a sidearm, so that works out pretty well. And then Fingers, I believe, has already got one. We could have... Oh, no, he doesn't. He must have dropped it. Must have been downed at some point. There we go. Look at that. Massive optimizations today. I'm really, really happy with the progress today. It doesn't seem like we've done a lot, but, you know, the rebuild of the entire base is significant. Or not rebuild of the entire base, but the expansion, larger rec room, dedicated dining room. We've got some comforts down there too, like that long wave radio. We've got full bedrooms that are clean and hopefully quite nice for them. Let's go and see what their assessments of these bedrooms are. Luxuriantly comfortable. The bedrooms themselves aren't nice. They don't contribute to anything, but I mean, eventually we could just get like carpets or something that will basically raise the bar quite significantly on that. Harvests are going well. The crops are massive. We've gone really big into farms here. Now, with advanced components, when we unlock that, we can upgrade our power grid, which I think is very much the lacking thing right now. Our power grid's garbage. Minus 6,000 watts, friggin' hell. Okay, that's our goal for tomorrow then. And then the second that ticks over, we'll start planning out our insulator for the Ice Age. So we'll keep this thing here. This will be permanent. We'll probably optimize it at some stage as well, especially now that we're drowning in components and can build as much as we like from the, as many as we like because of all the steel. I'm pretty happy with the progress. I genuinely think this was a good episode in the end. I was a little bit worried because it went on for, I mean, this thing's genuinely taken me, what, like 4 hours now to record because it's, like I said, been a whole lot of nothing. But it ended up being, I think, worthwhile. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed this one. A big thank you, of course, go out to our Patreon and coffee producers of today. I will get the coffee list published soon, TM. Like I said, it's taken a very, very long time. A lot longer than I expected, to be honest. I was a little overzealous with my estimations. Hopefully tomorrow. Today's been another, obviously, massive day. I did the 50-minute episode on bloody CK3, which I'm going to try and keep up with. So 4 episodes a day. Kind of, we're on the grindstone again. So that'll be tomorrow. Thank you to Gogolus, Leo, Scorched, Layla, Scared Blueberry, Steve, Commissar Taj, Alex, Skaz, Atmosis, Noah, Scary Scurvy, James Shea, Tom Terrier, 18, Cyric313, and Siphon for their support at the executive tier levels on Patreon and or Coffee, because the lists are kind of a combination right now. So a big thank you to those guys for keeping the channel going. A thank you as well goes out to Euron DeVries, Lazarus, Mr. Awesome, Don, Sir Thor the Swede, Sam Kears, Genji Zerka, Mordecai, Kyle, Monty, Joseph Beer, Flom, Adrian Ellison, Donald, Smirtworm, Proximity Jones, Brittany Lee, and Seth for their support over on Coffee and or Patreon and or a platform of your choice wherever you are supporting. Thank you for watching. I need to leave this room because it's very warm.